Welcome you all from the desk of H.K. Jomanamuk School. Today, let us resume the class on the short story, The Last Lesson by Alphonse Daudet, class number 3. In this class, we do proceed to learn very short questions and answers for marks 1. In relation to the text, we here accumulate most expected questions for the examination. Let us proceed on. Who is the author of the last lesson? Who is the author of the last lesson? Already we have proceeded with the 2 classes where we got introduction of the story, short story, name of the short story, writer's name, and step-by-step introduction, subject matter. Also in the 2nd class we got a vocabulary word meaning. Once we do go through the textual lines nicely, it is not tough on the part of one examinee to answer such kind of questions for 1 mark. In the very first question, who is the author of the last lesson? Anyone can answer this one. Alphonse Daudet is the author. If in the question it is said writer, we do write writer. Alphonse Daudet is the author of the last lesson. We have to be aware of the fact that in the question we do get interrogation sign, but in the answer we get assertive sign. So sincerity is to be laid upon the punctuation that generally questions are punctuated with interrogation sign. Here it is. And in the answer, this sign, questioning sign, is shifted to full stop because we have covered up here the answer with assertive pattern of sentence making. Now move us to question number 2. What did MML do? What did MML do when he wanted to go? What did MML do when he wanted to go fishing? Go for fishing. In this answer, being the questioning having 2 parts distinctly. First part, what did animal do? Second part, complex pattern, when he wanted to go for fishing. We may bring the second part in the beginning. When MML in place of he, we do bring here MML. When MML wanted to go for fishing, when MML wanted to go for fishing, to go for fishing. This where would reflect the subordinate clause. When MML wanted to go for fishing, as soon as we reflect the second part of subordinate clause in the beginning, we have to put here one comma to distinct the other part. When MML wanted to go for fishing, he gave his pupils a holiday, as it was his own intention either to keep open up a class or to declare it off. Whenever it was necessary on his part to go for fishing, he declared the school to be off, means a holiday. Now the next question is in relation to one quotation from the text. My children, this is the last lesson. My children, this is the last lesson. This is one quotation we have adapted from the text of the short story. It is our duty to go through the textual paragraphs as well as sentences, characters, comments, so as to know who is to what. My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. This is very easy on our part to realize that this comment is surely from the teacher. MML being the teacher, this is his comment. The quotation is questioned. First part, who said this and to whom? Who said this and to whom? It is seen on the board, this is a long pattern or size of question, but answering is very easy. We have to touch first part, who, second part, whom, first part, the character who speaks this, second part, about whom it is spoken, that is to whom. So first part, who, the teacher, second part, whom, the learners, friends and others, or pupils of the school, or students of the school. Here we have to answer this one in a very short pattern. Who said this? MML says this. MML says this to whom? To his pupils. MML says this to his pupils. So it is better we clear up our conception. We have to go for the target question. Here the target question is first who, second whom. And that's one who relates who, whom, what, which, where, how, whose. In that case, the answer cannot move away other than the target one or right one or exact one. Question 4. What are MML's views about the French language? Here, target question. Views means opinion. We may reflect views, we may write opinion in the verb form opine. What are MML's views about the French language? Now, last part of the question we will bring at the beginning about the French language. About the French language, this is one phrase about the French language. So, as soon as the phrase is completed, we do put one comma here. About the French language, MML. In place of views, we may write opine. Here it is MML third person singular number. So we do write in place of opine root word opines. Grammatical pattern. About the French language, MML opines that MML opines that the language is the most beautiful. The language is the most beautiful, the clearest, and the most logical, of all languages. Here, answering this question, we have to bring here three adjectives: beautiful, clearest, and logical. Out of three, we have got change of one adjective only, middle one. Clear is changed into clear, clearer, clearest. So don't get here use of most. But here we don't change beautiful and also logical. We have to express here the superlative degree with most written here, most written there. That's follow-up. Either you have to change the adjective in the third pattern, superlative, or if you are unable to change, in that case, you clear up the superlative degree with the word most. Follow it up. Now we move to question number 5. What did MML write? What did MML write at the end of the class? Two words, I. Repeating I. 2 times. He took help of the board. Hence it is questioned here, what did MML write at the end of the class? Here that is at the end of the class, we bring at the beginning. At the end of the class, this is one phrase, so let us separate it from the other parts with one comma. It is safe for us, giving no confusion about structure. At the end of the class, MML, here in the question, did and write. Here in the answer, we omit did, so we shift right into wrote. At the end of the class, MML wrote. MML wrote. MML wrote. At the end of the class, MML wrote, we will laugh. We have to be careful in this context that we have to maintain contextual elements as well as the target point as well as the tense pattern of the question as well as the answer. Now move us to the next question, question number 6. What did Frank think for a moment? What did Frank think? Those who realize one question nicely realize the answer at least 50%. So before the attempt is taken, we have to target the question to the point. What did Frank think for a moment? For a moment, comma, Frank thought for moving away and spending the day out of doors. Out of doors. For a moment, Frank thought for moving away and spending the day out of doors. Next, move us the other question. I started for school very late that morning. I started for school very late. I started for school very late that morning. morning one quotation, question. The short story opens with this comment. I started for school very late that morning. So anyone who has gone through the text can easily answer this oneself. I started for school very late that morning. Who is the I here? Everyone of us knows that the child character or the short story is none other than Franz. Henceforth, I indicates here Franz. Franz, who is the I here? Franz is the I here. Franz is the I here. In very short question for 1 mark, we do not have any necessity to explain it. Rather, we have to only point out who, what, when, whose, etc. The questioning word. It is not needed to be elaborating. Now follow up the next question, question number 8. What was the commotion? What was the commotion? What was the commotion that Franz anticipated? Anticipated means expected, hoped. What was the commotion that Franz anticipated? On the day of the last lesson. Any day, class day, it is in general to have some chaotic sounds, and thus that was expectation. The question, how? On the day of the last lesson, Franz expected the commotion means excessive sounds, a great bustle. On the day of the last lesson, Franz expected the commotion. First, the opening and closing of desks. Lessons repeated in unison. And also the teachers Teachers, we have to put here apostrophe s, otherwise it goes to a plural number. So sincerity is in need of here. lessons repeated in indigen and also the teacher's great ruler. Great ruler, wrapping. Wrapping means typing. Wrapping against the table. Against the table. Wrapping against the table. With the 8 questions accumulated or served here, we do provide our lessons for very short questions probable or expected for the examination. It is not all in completion. This is a modulation or technique or methodical way how we can follow up the question and set answer even without any preparation or cramming. Because if we know the text as a whole, if we can reflect the interrogation into a assertive pattern, if we know how to touch from the text, from the subject matter, who, what, when, which, whose, etc. In that case, it is very easy on our part to score 1 marks out of 1. And with the hope that every one of us read with the text nicely so as to be ready to answer any question from the text, as modulation is served here with 8 questions. Thanks.